becomes nominal.
Built for speed, but not much more. 80 tons of engine core, traded guns and armor plate to put it all in engine weight. All that rush won't save your hide. So much speed, but too much size. Surprise, dumbass, here comes the pain. 1-2 haymakers wreck your brain. Rising up from the pits of hell, swinging fury, hammer, fist fell. Angry, brutal dance, 1, 2, 3. Quick hit combo, kick to the knee. Oh, lights out, now go to sleep. Cold in the salt, but armor's thin. Built for fights you cannot win. Heavy shells punch through your frame. Middleweight mechs hit just the same. Judged by tons, you'll get it wrong. Weak where armor should be strong. Surprise, dumbass, here comes the pain. 1-2 haymakers wreck your brain. Rising up from the pits of hell, swinging fury, hammer, fist fell. This is the brutal dance. 1, 2, 3. Quick hit combo, kick to the knee. Lights out, now go to sleep. Lights out, now go to 5 small beams of laser sting. Laser lights, a worthless thing. 80 tons of nothing burgers. Should have taken something better. Pinprick fire makes them laugh. Ain't got any cannon wrath. Surprise, dumbass, here comes the pain. 1-2 haymakers wreck your brain. Rising up from the pits of hell, swinging fury, hammer, fist fell. This is the brutal dance. 1, 2, 3. Quick hit combo, kick to the knee. Lights out, now go to sleep. They mark the charger, call it lame. Flawed design and almost tame. Yet when giant fists collide, death speaks out where pilots hide. Born to brawl, no need to shoot. History whispers, fear the brute. Surprise, dumbass, here comes the pain. 1-2 haymakers wreck your brain. Rising up from the pits of hell, swinging fury, hammer, fist fell. This is the brutal dance. 1, 2, 3. Quick hit combo, kick to the knee. Lights out, now go to sleep. Never underestimate the power of crazy.
Okay, let's move out. Let's go find the map room that will show us the location of Halo's control center. Looks like there is a path.
How did I get through the entire intro? I've been babbling for the last 20 minutes. Thank you, by the way. Nobody was gonna tell me.
It looks like
nobody else is gonna tell me. I see how it is. I see how it is. I see how it is. Oh, hello there. Sorry, what? Would you like to say that again to my face? Yes, you would. Yeah, they might be dumb, but God, they're powerful. I ascend. Do you ascend pure tides, or are we in... Are we permanently planted? So how'd it go? It went good. We raised $205 altogether for Make-A-Wish. Yeah, Make-A-Wish, they got 205, and I need to post that email. But essentially, they just said thank you for... Yes, I do ascend only me, for I am the master. Nope, that's not how that works. Nice. Yeah, that... Especially for a charity that we had planned, like, last week, last moment sort of thing. It went really smoothly, all things considered. I basically just put in a little information for Tiltify, and away we went. How was the Cry Corner Saturday? That sounds about right. What do you mean that's not how that works? How do you know? Do you know who I am? Yes, you're the Karen at Subway that demands that their sandwich not be covered in pickles after you specifically requested pickles. Which is an affront to God, because the only amount of good pickles is just a few. You put a few on there for the accent, the flavor. The mystery, the intrigue, and then that's it. It's in my rain. Annika made me cry. I mean, look, no, but you want that though. But you want that though. That's different. Mid-Friday, I thought there was a spillover. Why would I want to cry? Because masochism. I mean, that's just the long and the short of it. That is the long and the short of it. It is so nice to be off the Truth and Reconciliation. I feel like I'm gonna spend... I feel like the first 20% of Halo is... Hell yeah, we got the Magnum back, rocket launchers here. It's only towards the other half of the game, but still. You hit the Truth and Reconciliation, you're just cursing your lungs out, and then you get 2 back-to-back bangers. The Silent Cartographer and then Assault on the Control Room. Not a masochist.
This isn't the map room.
That's very specific for somebody who...
This is a security override station. For the
Can I skip this, please? Oh, there's a flood form.
Shut the system
Floodform
down
rocket
so the Covenant
launcher.
won't be able to lock us out. We should now have access to the main facility.
Everyone
Let's
wants a
find the
goth
map.
girlfriend.
Mayday! Mayday! Dropship Bravo 22 taking enemy fire!
I mean,
We're
okay.
under heavy fire and are losing altitude.
Hear me out. Goth girlfriend or tomboy.
Understood. We're on our way.
I feel like either way is good. Tomboy.
Understood. We're on our way.
It definitely tracks. No different. Ooh, that's a tricky one. Tomboy just, I don't know, there's something about tomboys that just... They hit different. I absolutely love it. And no, that's not a masochism thing.
Bravo 22 was
That's
bringing us some heavy weapons. After I
in
saw
that
we were up
particular
against hunters, I
case,
thought you could use
anyways.
them. Let's move down the beach. Keep an eye out for any cargo we can salvage.
I mean, we already have a bunch of launchers. They have a bunch of launchers. I don't think that will be necessary, Cortana. I just got a feeling that that's just not going to be necessary. What will be necessary is for you to stop, slow down, and appreciate the vista over there. I mean, stare deeply into Windows Vista. It'll accomplish the same thing. Slowly drive you insane. Alright, I'm gonna grab one of the overshields and see if we can get down there. Good afternoon, Annika, and all you fabulous folks. Good to see y'all on the ring again. I mean, besides, like, the charity stream, it's been a while since I've been back here. Mostly because of when Turbulence events. Maybe one day we'll revisit Halo 2. Maybe one day we will revisit that contract and all will be right in the world. I did kind of leave that one open-ended. Probably should. mean, it was at the mausoleum, so... Or, I guess, grave mine. I always want to call it mausoleum, but it's not. It's the grave mine. Either way, it's horrible level. It's hell on earth, and it's an absolute bad time. I don't know what it is, but Halo has such a... Like, I don't think this does it justice because it's on the PC. And it's like Gearbox's version of it, but... I love the art style for this game. It just has its own feeling that the other games have never quite captured. I don't consider that a bad thing. They all have their own... They all have their own styles. Although Halo 2... I'm going to be careful when I say this. Halo 2 is not a bad game. Please do not crucify me. The graphics for Halo 2 were bad. They were bad. And they aren't they aren't old game bad. No. They were just not good. Like on release. It's not that they didn't age well, it's just they looked bad from the beginning, and I don't know, it looks terrible to me. And I never quite understood it because it's like in the same way that Halo 4 looks bad, it plays fine, but it just looks bad. Because, like, yeah, Halo 2, like, story's good, the gameplay was excellent, what with the battle rifles being added, but I don't know if ODST is peak Halo. ODST was an underrated gem, mostly because of the visor interface. I think the Superintendent and ODST visor was one of the best things to be added to Halo. Finally, I can have a look at a detailed map and see where I'm going and have a general sense of where I'm going. I know with like Halo and whatnot, it wouldn't, if I'm on a Halo ring, it doesn't necessarily help. But it would be nice if you've been in the area before. You have that information there. Like, you have that data there. Like, if it's a known space and whatnot, like for... I don't know how that would work because, like in this case, in this game, there's no data for it to draw from, so you're not going to get anything. But for ODST, that makes sense because you're on Earth for all of it. I don't know, but then for Infinite, you had it anyways, so it didn't really matter. Plus ODST, plus the music in ODST just hits different. Halo music has always been peak, but hit me with them funky jazz notes. Any day, it's such a good time. Love how they just said no parking here. Launches the Warthog straight into the stratosphere.
It's a wall.
Halo was made at the peak of digital innovation. Bungie wanted to take a risk on across the complex shapes. Just looking at the ground textures for a second and kind of thinking about that. You know what this reminds me of? This art style? I'm gonna see if I can give you a decent... This looks like Crash Bandicoot or, this feels like N64 grass. Like from Super Mario World. I think that's why I have such a... Like, it's this art style in particular that... like, stands out to me and is, like... I think it blends in well for the Halo ring. But yeah, you can kind of see where... Like, obviously, I don't think it's the exact same grass down to the last detail or anything like that, but, like, the texture and, like, the way that it's done feels familiar. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy on that one.
The Covenant are putting up a real fight.
Maybe it's the insane ramblings of a merc, who knows?
My analysis indicates that the map room should be at the bottom floor of this facility. Let's keep going inside.
He wanted to assassinate me with a rocket launcher, he did. Is there a mod to make all the enemies hunters? I haven't seen it yet, but that would be the easiest playthrough besides grunts. At least for Halo CE. Because the Halo CE, you can backshot a hunter with a pistol. So you can absolutely just cheese your way through that sort of run. Like, you wait for them to charge, or like you can run by them on the right side. They charge past you. You turn around with the signature Magnum here. And as long as you hit them once or twice in the back, you're good. Yep, they just instantly drop, and that's that. Oh, I had an overshield. Didn't even matter. I was trying to hit that angle and kind of bounce off and get the... Need to grab the energy shields from here. That's how I'm supposed to do it. I at least got a checkpoint right on the spot where I'm pretty sure I broke everything, but mainly my pellets on that fall. Can you imagine just landing on that ledge from way up there? You're cracking everything. Basically, it would sound like... You ever seen those finishers from Mortal Kombat? Just where they get compressed into the ground? That's what that would look like, I'm pretty sure. And your pride.
Analyzing. Halo's control center is located there.
You think I have pride at their pure tides? You think that's a thing that comes installed? No. I'm sure with some VTubers or YouTubers. Yes, actually, I hold you in very high regard. I was talking more like self-pride, but I mean, I do appreciate that. But I would say pride myself is not that high. If at all. I know it's phrased like a question, but like I'm genuinely thinking about it and I'm thinking no. I don't know, it doesn't have the same, I don't know, to me it's like it was always contradictory to me. You're supposed to have pride in yourself, pride in your work, but you're not supposed to be prideful. And it's like, I don't know, the delineation was never made too clear. And it's like, I'm just like, how do you have one but not the other? And it's just one of those things that I've never quite figured out myself. I think there was still a couple of out here. A few out here I didn't take care of. I love how they tried to close the distance with the rocket launchers. Like, ah, yes, we're going to run into you with a rocket launcher. And we're going to install it like it's a shotgun. Install it like it's a hangover. You get synonyms for your synonyms. Are you not entertained? I have an RPG. Now let me touch you. Punch you. Was that a slip of the tongue? Maybe, who knows? I don't know. I wouldn't know because I am flattened into a pancake. At least they're not Halo 2 Jackal. Yeah, I've experimented with the... Hello there, Northern Sales. How we doing, Stay Pilot? But, yeah, I tried dealing with the, Halo 2 Sniper Jackals once. Like, a mod to replace all of them. It is not a fun time. I feel like that would genuinely just drive me insane, and I don't know, it could be worth it, but oops, all jackals. I have a feeling I'm gonna be playing that at some point, huh? And then Tartarus next, because you know what? Why not? I keep forgetting sometimes that this is a challenge run and that there's nothing here but rocket launcher flood. And I really should take my time and just kind of poke my head around the corner, see what's going on, but also be able to spring away stealthily like a normal feline. ODST had stealth flood. Shame they never made appearance in the other games. Honestly, yeah, there was a lot of good ideas from Bungie's side that just never got there. But I mean, I guess if you wanted to work independent, kind of had to. I don't know why you fired that closely. I mean, I guess you just took out the Guess you took out the Spartans, so congratulations, but like... No, I kind of get it, actually, because you had one Marine with a rocket launcher managed to take out a Spartan. Yeah, no, that actually is a good trick. Proto Grave Minds over here, like, yeah, I'll take that trade any day. Get that darn Spartan off the field and trade for one Marine with a rocket launcher and a pipe dream. Where are the two shackles? Are two flood forms that they get here? Oh, everybody in the room got alerted. Well, do you have to remember, Sergeant Johnson is a Spartan 1. He was a failed Spartan, though. I mean, okay, so his body rejected the implants for the first round of injections, but I think if he went through the Spartan 4 program, then he might have been able to get back in, but as far as I knew, he was a part of the Orion Project, was a precursor to Spartan 1s, right? I think so, yeah. The Halo campaign involved kind of goes into that a little bit, which is going to be interesting to see. Super's body with the Halo lore. See, the thing is, I can only really speak from the games and from bits of Halo lore outside books. I only know like the only book that I know by heart is Halo the Flood, so it's not enough to go off of. Project Sage, hello there. How are we doing today, Pilot? But yeah, How are you this Sunday, Captain? I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited. I get to go pick up my Steam controller tomorrow. Where is that flood form even? These damn flood forms, like... Okay, I'm sticking way over here, making sure not to get blown up by everything. Johnson is a full-on Spartan 1. Johnson is a full-on Spartan 1. Not that... Project 2, that was Spartan Project 2 was Johnson. I never knew any of that. I had to ignore the cheese. I don't know. Pure Tides, you might want to invest in one of those Blackberries with the full-on keyboards. That, or like that, or I might need to get you a like laptop. Right under a damn desk. Well, okay, but we're still going to get you the laptop extension for your phone, so that way you can get the keypad, full-size keypad, or since you keep telling me that I'm old, right? We'll get you a full typewriter extension for your phone, right? So every time that you type onto the piece of paper, it updates the characters on your phone. So that way you can keep typing on your typewriter. So that way you can keep typing on the typewriter, format it all with a character turn, and you can be just happy. Why are you under your desk? Because for some reason they like sleeping underneath their desk and working themselves to death. And I say that because they have said it before in a comment. That is not me making assumptions. That's exactly what they said. Who I got to return home to? The bed. The fucking bed. The warm bed. And look, if you're telling me that there is nothing to return home to, I want you to go buy an electric blanket. I want you to go home. I want you to buy an electric blanket. Weighted blanket, something like that. Some matcha tea. Okay, and I want you to sit there and think about how life is great and wonderful. And I want you to have a full night's sleep in that bed. Fucking magical that shit is. Because there needs to be something that you return home to. No one is making me do this. I choose to do it. That's worse. Yes, it is worse. And I've had this conversation with them before, and it just... It felt like the audio was breaking there for a second, but... It sounded like the music from Guilty Spark wanted to play for a second, and then it just stopped. Which, honestly, it would be more thematic if that music played, but it wasn't expecting... Oops. Because they're under the impression that I'm miserable doing this by enjoying my work. I mean, there is no reason. There is, I can't imagine that there is not enough money. There can't be enough money for you to want to literally sleep there. I just... I'm sorry, I just can't, I can't fathom why somebody would want to do that. Their Sunday is going in circles. Yes, groundhog is kind of the way this goes. Nah, Yeah, like, I feel like there is no way that they're either A, paying you enough, or B, like, to the point where you'd rather stay there than going home. I know, like, some people feel like they live at work, but you literally live there to some extent. Are you at least getting overtime? I would hope so. Like, damn. I'm actively pursuing a PhD, so I'm officially an expert at my crafts, and so everyone would come to. Yes, because that is worth the what, $50,000 to $60,000 for somebody to call you a doctor. And not even technically the, I will not call you doctor. Yeah, just so you know, I don't think Legionum's going to do it. I don't know about the rest. We'll see. Ow. Yeah, this kind of is going in circles, but to be fair, legendary rocket launchers. It was bound to go this way. Don't care. Still get to say ER. It's Dr. Pure Tides. I mean, you might have a PhD in that, but like, technically you're not even wrong, but like, I feel like that's just, no. Denied. Gotta go work time. You have a good day, Lucian. Take care. Ow. I could really do with some overshield spot now. That was too early. Got him. Nice. This place right here has to be the worst. Yeah, the ceiling is not low enough to where this works. Ceiling is not low enough for... I spent how many damn rockets trying to carefully blow up the rocket flood right there. Delicately trying to get the explosions to do damage to it. And it just casually just nukes me out of existence. Might pop back later. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, have a good day, Leech. It's not even so much the fact that, like, he killed me. It's more, how do I deal with this? Because I feel like I have to, like, charge, basically. The answer is charge and hope that I get lucky. Like I did. So weird. I know you're probably trying to word playly that a PhD character, science real doctorate. But in reason, it's purely because it's a teachable field, which the arts industry would not use. Something to that effect, yeah. Yeah, this is definitely this is definitely RNG heaven here. Because I don't feel like there's ever been a rhyme and reason to rocket launcher flood. It's just more just get lucky or just get absolutely eviscerated. They do tend to friendly fire sometimes. I legitimately thought that I was more on the other side of the ramp. The gaming skills are breaking down. If blowing up the flood, if anything, blowing up the horde makes it way worse. They're horrifying parasite like Reddit mods. I don't understand how Reddit mods are a fucking thing sometimes. And I'm not referring to Reddit mods as in like, oh, well, moderation needs to be a thing. No, I'm more referring to them as a species. Because as a species, they seem to have an entire like subculture and meme around them as like the worst fucking people on the planet, and from what I've seen, they have control of like there's like 120 some people who are moderators for the entirety of Reddit, basically. I think it was actually close to 177 mods, I think. But yeah, basically, you have under 200 people who basically all have, various degrees of, or various amounts of pages that they moderate. It is just insane. But you know what, we're heading for a great reset anyways, as far as a lot of these companies go. And like, just purely based off their decisions, I want to make a bingo card of how many companies I think are going to disappear by the end of 2030. Because I'm gonna make a big prediction. From what I'm seeing with Xbox, they're having to basically curve really hard. First, a lot of the decisions that they made, and basically trying to hold on to whatever scraps of RAM that they can to make the Helix, which is their new Xbox. technically, your Twitch mod gives you have to mod yourself from cure tides, sometimes unhinged comments. I mean, okay. Yes, but when we consider somebody like a Twitch or Reddit mod, usually you're talking about mods from for other sites or other places. I fired way too late. Spoke to him. I had to say good luck, Commander. Try not to get blown up too much. I will try. There is no guarantee on that one. Almost an hour in. I thought I was going to be clear on that one, but I guess not. But like I was saying, Xboxes have to take a, like, very about face movement. They've been very transparent, which is interesting. For my predictions for the bingo card, I'll stop beating around the bush. I think Xbox and PlayStation, they're not going to see another console release. And I know that is a hell of a statement, but I just don't see it. I don't see it. They can barely push out the consoles that they have. They can barely push the consoles. Who the fuck is out here buying a PS5 for damn near a band? For what? What are you gonna be playing with that? Because they release a game every 6 years. And for Xbox, it's not that much better on that front. Which is why they've been trying to have exclusivity back on those consoles. But again, doesn't do the player any good, but I suppose if you want eyes on your console, that's the way you do it. Xbox had to run damage control once people found out that its new CEO was the former AI head at Microsoft. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what you would have done at that, like all you had to do was look across the Excel spreadsheet to see that she was the head of AI for Microsoft. Which also kind of speaks volumes if you're having to switch your head of AI down to Xbox to fix things. Like, are you running that much of a skeleton crew? That was the only person who was qualified to do it? But yeah, like I said, I don't think they're going to last. I don't think we're going to see another console generation. Like I've said, I think it's too expensive, quite frankly. I think it's too expensive for them to manufacture a console at a price that would be reasonable, or what they would consider to be reasonable. Because again, they're going to sell it for a band, and even they've come out and said that's too much. And it's like, yeah, it is, but what are you going to do about that? So far, I'm seeing a lot of apologies. I'm seeing a lot of moving some stuff. restructuring, but price parts aren't coming down. There's some increased subscriptions, which is nice. That gets a healthy chunk of income, but again, that's about it. Well, she said it wouldn't bring AI into the future of Xbox development, but honestly, the action will prove louder than the words. I don't, like, again, my question is, even if you do launch the Helix, and say the PlayStation 6, you basically have GTA 6. You basically have GTA 6 that can play it, that you buy it for. And the problem is that GTA 6 is launching. GTA 6 is supposed to be launching in November. Now, I don't think it's going to launch, frankly. I know I keep thinking that a lot of things aren't going to happen because, frankly, these companies have been taking way too long getting anything done, and usually when they get it done, it's garbage. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. But so yeah, basically the golden goose, the golden goose that would sell the Helix or the PlayStation 6 is launching in November. So that's the biggest game that's coming out, well, in the history of games. So neither of them are ready for that. And in fact, they're going to be 2 or 3 years late to that.
Cortana to Echo 419. The chief and I are topside, requesting pickup.
Like, I'm not saying...
Roger.
I'm not saying that they can't or probably won't, or... I'm not saying that they don't have launch games lined up for it, but like potential ones lined up, but like there's nothing much there. I know I've ranted about this for a little bit, but like I just like I'm not sure. And I've never really been interested in the GTA games. I remember San Andreas, but GTA 4 and never really cared. I can appreciate them for what they are. I've never really sat down and played it.
Cortana to Echo 419.
I tried playing through Grand Theft Auto 4, but, well...
Roger, on my way.
So, my parents really didn't like GTA, and I didn't figure it'd be an issue, but like I was like, you know what, I want to get this game, and I think it was my cousin and I went down to the store, got a gift card. I think I got a gift card for Xbox, and then like I think I was the one who paid for it with like allowance or something, but like still had to get down to the store, so she ended up taking me, and then I get back, I get the game, I install it, and I think it was several hours into me playing it, they were like, my parents were like, which game is that? And I was like, GTA, and they're like, oh, fuck no. And their only reasoning was basically just, oh, they're deep in the code, there's a scene where people get it on, and it was a whole to do in Scandal, and it's like, I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. Not like I haven't, not like I haven't seen that before. It was fun. It's saw the yeah, that unfortunately Toxic Kite, that was that was auto modded, but I did see that. But it will be remembered in the VOD.
This is as far as I can go.
Current games don't
Roger
have
that. We'll be able to find our way to the control center from here. Good luck. Full hammer out.
I agree. I agree. It sucks because it makes the games feel the same, and there's no like expression. And I don't think that's true for all games, but there is no depiction of violence, or no depiction of violence with a reason anymore. And I want to say with a reason for a reason, because I remember the first time I beat, I think it was Black Ops 1. Again, another game my parents did not enjoy foreshadowing. So I got to the end, and I think we were taking down Makarov. I think I ended up choosing the ending where I tried to end him once and for all, like strangle him right there. First off, my parents saw that from across the room. They were like, what the fuck? Which, sure, that's fine. But again, this is a Mortal Kombat where spines are getting ripped out for no reason. I mean, in that case, it's more just graphics for graphics' sake, and that's awesome. But for the older Call of Duties, it was more portraying history with that impact, which I don't think has really been done at all anymore, or especially not in the newer games. And like, the only reason I want to download any of the other, any of the older CODs is because, like the Spec Ops, or maybe to revisit the campaign, but honestly, Spec Ops. If you can't tell, I lived a very... It was a very confusing, like, kind of sheltered, kind of not. Like, I know about some things, and other things just... And other things I'm just like, I have no idea about. Mostly just like... I think one of the biggest things being like homeschooled or anything like that is that my sense of just culture, like, isn't there. I don't know most artists or most actors. I can name you a couple, and that's about it. Which I don't know if that's more like I was just sheltered, or if that's more just it depends upon your circle groups and how social you are. That kind of depends on how many like bands or actors you know, or just kind of looked it up over time. I'm not sure if that's. But it's not usually something that comes up too often. I don't know. I'm losing my chain of thought and my mind altogether, because this part of the assault on the control room and 2 betrayals is not my favorite. Like, don't get me wrong, this level's a lot better than, say, Truth and Reconciliation, but there are definitely some levels where it's just like you feel like this game kind of wears on you sometimes. But yeah, of the GTAs I currently own, GTA 5, I think I had a copy of San Andreas. I think I had San Andreas somewhere, but if I do, that's probably recent. How's the stream? Hello there, One Pom Pom. Well, it's going about as well as that. Did get past the silent cartographer, so that's something, but yeah, mostly just a couple of hour and a half of chatting, blowing things up, and otherwise having fun. But yeah, no, I've been deleted more times than... I've been deleted more times this stream than I can care to imagine. Ooh. Question, you said you were sheltered in some regards. Were you completely sheltered, like not able to get any gaming consoles and such? No. So the only stipulation on that was I had to work to get the money that I needed in order to get them. So it's funny, the PS2 ended up that way. We got a bundle with a lot of games, and that was fun. The 360 was actually just a lot of them. A lot of like 13 as-is Xboxes, and my dad was just like, wonder what happens if I take all these parts and try to throw them together. Can I get a couple of functioning Xboxes? And sure enough, he did, and I ended up with one of them, and that's how I got introduced to Halo. But yeah, other than that, I was basically... If I wanted anything like that, I basically had to... Like, if it was anything expensive like that, it was more like you had to go and get it yourself. Some smaller things might be okay, but like anything else, it's like, I don't know. So again, kind of normal for in that regard. It was just more the content nature of them that was the issue. Because Christians in GTA go about as well as vegans in a meat factory processing plant. I'm leaving myself that mental image for a second. I'm just like, yeah, I remember those days. It's always just so funny too, because it's like, it's just like, I know they were trying their hardest, but it's like you don't want me playing this game because of one scene that I didn't even know about until they had even brought it up. And apparently it was something that was removed from the code of the game afterwards as like a scrapped feature that was still in the game. Basically, it was a scrapped mini game for the hookers. But the thing is like, okay, like that's it, like, and it just kind of shows like the little things like that. Just, I don't know. Don't think the church cared for GTA. I think it was overprotection parents. Doing something in a video game makes you a violent person. No, they didn't care so much about the violent bit. It was just more the I guess the purity and sanctity of sex or whatever. And I'm just like, I'm just like, we have so many other problems than that, and that is not even. It was one of those things where I just learned, okay, yep, just nod your head and say yes, and I understand. And then meanwhile, I had a copy of both Skyrim and GTA on a different account because I'm just like, I don't understand why you're doing it, but I have to say yes in order to keep the peace, because you got to be in your bonnet about something that literally just doesn't matter at the end of the day. Like, cool. There is a scene in a video game that was raunchy. Oh no, somebody think of the humanity of the situation. To be fair, 90% of the controversy was from Rockstar's advertising. They blew up and wanted lawyers like Jack Thompson to get involved in more controversy. It's best advertising. Yeah, no, Rockstar has always been controversial, and it's just like, it comes with the territory. I'm just like, I get it, but at the same time, like, I've always found that religious people tend to be very well intentioned with what they were trying to do, but they're just so ineffective with what they actually end up doing. It's almost like the picture of, yes, I'm gonna pray for you, bro. Like, they're sitting there praying on top of the truck that it moves. And you actually have a couple of people sitting back there actually moving the truck. Like, I don't know. I think there is some symbolism there. I don't know. I think there could be something to that. Most kids counter adults wanting them to play GTA are that they see things outside and on TV. I mean, yeah, the sad part is that so I didn't think I would ever actually say this out loud. But my introduction to the whole spicy scene was a Girls Gone Wild commercial off of Star Trek. I'm not joking. It was the weirdest fucking thing, but it happened to capture a late night commercial of it, and during that Star Trek episode, and it's like, yeah, you already have like entire generations already seeing this already, because there's going to be some people who are up that night watching Star Trek that late, or at least reruns, or other shows like that. So you'd already seen those. Those commercials are the best. Might explain a few things as to... Honestly, might explain a few things about me, like... Do you love me a good girl? Like, damn. A lot of it is just how they mentally get through the day. A lot of good religious folks see the suffering, only want the only thing that helps them is finds to remain positive and believing that it's part of God's plan. See, I kind of find the whole God thing kind of abusive, because the fuck do you mean that's a part of God's plan to forge you into a better person? For what? For fucking what? Please tell me what grand and wonderful journey that God has for any person, like forge you like a sword that he's gonna use to smite the devil. Like, I don't buy that. It sounds like somebody's trying to... It sounds like one of those pyramid schemes to get rich quick. And you notice how they use the same mentality of like driving you into the ground, making you feel like a loser, a sinner. But if you trust in this one person who says they're all great and wonderful, and meanwhile they have a higher kill to death ratio than Satan over here. Because, you know, God has 8 billion kills to his name and is still climbing, by the way, where Satan has like 800,000, I think. I've been raised in those communities. It's cult-like. Yes, it is. And it's kind of disturbing. Ah, yes, the self-hate guilt factory. And even spirituality has that a little bit. It's not as intended, but it's something that I've kind of wrestled with a little bit.
Interesting. The weather patterns here seem
I was expecting a grunt there.
I wonder if the rings
I
environment
was expecting a grunt. Because, okay,
Interesting.
the basic idea for spirituality, at least in my mind,
The weather patterns
is
seem
that
natural, not artificial. I wonder if the ring's environment systems are malfunctioning.
everything is
The
done.
designers wanted the installation to have inclement weather.
I don't
This is Fire Team Zulu.
I don't know how to explain that. One second.
NEUNSC forces. Does anyone copy? Over.
Anyway, yeah,
didn't think there were any
self-hate
human forces
guilt
left on this
factory
planet.
is about right.
Cortana to Fire Team Zulu. I read you. Fire Team Zulu, this is Cortana. Hold position. We're on our way.
Roger that. Make it quick.
Sergeant Johnson, can you explain how you got off of the first platoon that totally didn't fight the big one, by the way, immediately? I made it all the way over here. I mean, I'll appreciate the help any day, any sort of fashion, but... Oh, that was rock monster blood. That was another one. Hello. Sad to still suffer from evangelical indoctrination to this day.
The weather patterns here seem natural, not artificial.
And the other thing that makes me very uncomfortable about it
The weather
is it's from
patterns
birth.
here seem
From birth, they are
The weather patterns
from
here
birth.
seem
They're being introduced to the religion, and
The weather patterns here seem natural, not artificial. I wonder if the ring's environment systems are malfunctioning. Or if the
it
designers wanted the
seems.
installation to have inclement weather.
This is Fire Team Zulu requesting immediate assistance.
I don't know,
NEUNSC
being-
forces. Does anyone copy? Over.
Being
I
indoctrinated
didn't
from
think there were
day
any
one
forces
off
left.
of religious practices does not seem like something we need. But again, I don't know how that goes from like overstepping like in a person's private affairs to
The weather patterns here seem natural, not artificial. I wonder if the ring's environment systems are malfunctioning.
because again
Or if the designers wanted the installation to have inclement
on
weather.
one hand it's like
This is Fire Team Zulu
I
requesting
don't
immediate
want
assistance
people
from
getting
NEUNSC
indoctrinated from day
forces. Does anyone
one
copy? Over.
on a religion that they want
I didn't
nothing
think
to
there
do
were any
with.
forces left on this part of the ring.
Cortana
Also-
to Fire Team Zulu. I read you.
But also,
Fire Team Zulu, this is Cortana. Hold position. We're on our way.
Roger that. Make it quick.
but literally we're seeing the first-hand results of people going, won't somebody think of the children? I don't know. There really isn't a good solution to that I can think of. But hello there, fan of fuses. For a lot of people, just having something to believe in. Many people can't just fathom that you die. And that's just it. You end.
Interesting.
I don't think that's what happens, but
The weather patterns here seem natural, not artificial. I wonder if the ring's environment systems are malfunctioning.
I don't have any proof of that.
This is Fire Team Zulu
So,
requesting immediate assistance.
again, I can't counter you on a logical level.
I didn't think there were any human forces left on this part of the ring.
All I can say is I feel that
Fire Team Zulu, this is Cortana.
I
Hold
feel
position.
that you're
We're on our
wrong.
way.
on that one.
Roger that. Make it
That
quick.
is something that I'm willing to personally bet on, but it's not something that I can logically say like, oh, that's something that does or does not exist. My intuition tells me that there is, but
The weather patterns here seem
but it's not something, again, that I can logically explain, so. Read the rest. I didn't. And that's scary. The more religion teaches you that damn fine person, if nothing else, love, understand, and give up being hated, even if you don't believe or think. Think it can be called, like, we can all agree that those messages are something you can live by. I feel like that's like the messaging that a lot of those sorts of things have. It's just that it doesn't necessarily follow that.
This is Fire Team Zulu.
Like, people don't necessarily follow the message of the
I didn't think there were any human forces
of the book in the first place.
Cortana to Fire Team Zulu. I read you. Fire Team Zulu, this is Cortana. Hold position. We're on our way.
Like, I have met so many Christians that are just
Make it quick.
very, very rude, and then you walk by an atheist and they can be quite pleasant. So it's just more of like, well, what do you think of your times? I think you're fine. I think you're fine, and you've been nice. So. I don't know if this is too much information, but growing up, my church blamed me for it when I was 4. They blamed you because your mother had a medical condition.
I wonder if the ring's environment systems are malfunctioning. The weather patterns here.
The audacity. The audacity to be that fucking stupid
Or if the designers wanted the installation to have
is
weather.
astounding.
This is Fire Team Zulu requesting immediate assistance from any UNSC
Good
forces. Does anyone
God,
copy?
I didn't realize they stacked idiots that high.
Cortana to Fire Team Zulu. I read
Like,
you.
that's not even, this is not a dog on religion. I'm just like, how are you that stupid? Sounds of rockets will be ingrained into our DNA after this stream. Yes, you will know the sound of a Halo Combat Evolved rocket launcher by the time this is all said and done. I just I finally have a use for this insult. They're so stupid they could.
The weather patterns here seem
They are so stupid that they could be qualified to work at the White House. Wait, are those flood bulletproof? Or are they just particularly? Are those flood particularly spongy?
interesting.
Oh no, they're not spongy. Well, okay, so the flood forms have the standard resistances. It's just on legendary, so
The weather patterns here seem natural, not artificial.
so if I was trying to like gun them down with a handgun or pistol, handgun or an assault rifle, they tend to soak it up and not really dying, but it's not that bad for a standard legendary run.
Fire Team Zulu, this is Cortana. Hold position. We're on our way.
However, with all of them having rocket launchers, it's best just to kill them with a rocket launcher. Sadly, most religions are more concerned with their control and discourage their followers from pursuing knowledge and expertise outside of their walls. Which, honestly, is just like, which is why I'm just like, I don't like how freely that shit is just allowed to exist. Because they literally have that written in their own doctrine, like, oh, we're being persecuted. It's like, no, you're spreading a fucking cult and getting upset when people call you out for running a cult. Like, and like, some people are very genuine in their beliefs, and that's fine, but like, I really do think that you need to be an adult, like, before you start going, hey, I want to go delving into a religion and have a religious experience,
Cortana to
because
Fire Team Zulu. I read you. Fire Team Zulu, this is Cortana. Hold position. We're on our way.
because this is potentially life-changing. Like, you're dedicating your life and your immortal soul. We don't know what a fucking soul is. All we know is it's a bunch of electrons just floating around in your skull. A bunch of atoms, just electric pulses being sent from place to place. But yet you've somehow offered it to this church or God or whatever in exchange for immortal life from something that they caused, by the way, because they made Satan. Because God created Satan. And it's just like, so you want to offer me eternal life from something that you started in the first place, according to your own damn book. If any of this is to be believed, it is truly astounding, the wonders of fiction. I grew up in a Roman Catholic. Thankfully, it's rockets and not snipers. Tell you what, we'll have our day in the sun with the snipers at some point, since everyone seems excited about those. Satan is not in the Bible. I'm using Satan interchangeably with the devil because most interpretation... You are absolutely correct. However, point to me a Christian on the street who knows the fucking difference. I will save you the time. There is none. There is not a single person. The devil is paganism. Nobody knows that. They don't know about that. It's like, yes, I'm being slightly dumb here, but at the same time, nobody fucking knows that. They use the words interchangeably. Like, no, I've seen those words used interchangeably. So, writer, I feel like if I wrote 90% of what religious texts, any other context, I'd get called crazy. Your book would be immediately banned for half the things that's in there, but yet it's a religious text, so. You're not being dumb or ignorant. I actually find you being rather brave for your critique. You should never be afraid to do that. Halo Reach Firefight mode adjusts the settings so the Covenant has human weapons. Everyone becomes 80% Sniper Jackal. You truly are a masochist, aren't you? I like the idea. I do. We can definitely give that a shot. Yeah, no, it's just like I don't know. Religion is not... Doing that on normal is insane. I tried. Well, yeah, because most of the human weapons have hip fire, so it's like hit scans, so there's no real chance to avoid them. So that's why every time you run into like, oh, that's just mean. That's just absolutely mean. Just sitting over there. Sounds evil. Let's do it. So your setting has this deity that's all powerful and knowing, but yet your citizens still commit sins? It's not even that. It's... Well, yes, that, but, like... Has the... creates evil, or at least creates the person that creates evil. But here's the problem with that. The very book says that God created everything, which therefore already has issues because God created sin. But oh no, that was the devil, or I guess Satan. It's not for everyone, that's for certain. So at the very least, you have a person that leads to a person that leads to sin. And while like God didn't necessarily do the action that led to sin, I would also like to point out that God did nothing to stop that or prevent that, just kind of sent himself as a sacrifice, which really didn't make any sort of sense either. I don't know. Yes, we is correct. Mostly when you strap the rockets to your back and just fly off into the distance. Really do need to get a few more skins from my rocket launchers though, or just my armor in general. Because I think I have everything unlocked for Halo Reach. Yeah, I have everything unlocked for Halo Reach. Minus like a couple of things. In the MCC, not default Halo, or not the original Halo Reach. When did I tune in to believe or not, lol? I mean, pretty damn close, I'd imagine. I feel like the whole Jesus part works better as the metaphor than taken literally. I mean, that's fine, but there's also people who take the Bible literally. But then there's also the I think there was a parable that, what was it, that warned that people thought that if Jesus was only like a teacher or something, it was bad and horrible or something. I don't know. I feel like I'm starting to fall into Science and Sandy levels of research here. So I might want to start packing that up a little bit. I found another one of his videos, and it's honestly kind of funny enough to the point where I was like, I want to react to this, and I think it was on like one of the, I think it was on the Wolfhound, and why was it like one of the best like light mechs or something. Gun gear helmet from Halo Reach was super cool. Wasn't the gun gear the one that was like the like basically if you strapped a VR helmet to like a like EOD helmet or something, that thing was pretty cool. I always had the EOD helmet, loved it. I was an EVA girl. I love the fishbowl helmet. I love putting like blackers, steel on the armor. Like that to me always made a really good armor. Oh, you had the helmet that said Snipe here. I mean, to be fair, I played a lot of PvE, not PvE, so didn't really have that skill issue.
Good to see you.
I mean, to be fair, I did play socially when it came to, sorry, Marine. Might be one of the few times I get to grab a sniper rifle. Probably best I do, actually. Although they really don't respond to... Yeah, they really do not respond to sniper rifle rounds. Yeah, I'm taking the Magnum with me. So long, suckers. Monica, how could you? That Marine was 2 days from retirement. Is that a... No. Nope, you stay away from my Banshee. You stay away from my You could hear the disappointment coming out of the engine block out of that poor Banshee. No. Get it airborne. Get it airborne. Alright. Yep, that's fine. It's fine. Just make sure that none of them can fire a launcher. Alright, with some crazy combat here. Yep, the VR helmet. Love that thing. Had a single tiny lens from that connected the screen visor. Poor Banshee. Killed him first, you blonde bat. No, I want to rush things like a speedrunner and then wonder why I get blown up to bits.
The Covenant placed their tanks to defend the entrance to the
Yeah, the Flood haven't quite figured out how to make that work just yet. Just yet. They might figure it out here in a bit. Uh-oh. Here they come. That did not work. Hello, Carl. How's it going? It's going good. How about you? Might be having a few issues with my Banshee, but, you know. Other than that, peachy. Just completely biffed for that grenade. Did I damage the Banshee? Surprisingly, no. There's no fragmentation in the cockpit. Just EPS hack. No, I get that. I really should have had more caffeine before this, but I mean, it's what I get for resetting my sleep schedule, but I did it. I actually did reset my sleep schedule back to something decent, like 11 to 7 hours. That's good. It's not great, but what are you gonna do? It's a lot better than it was before. I'm gonna reload this just before I get into the cave. There's checkpoints. Well, gotta go on a cut. You have a good day, Vagabond. You take care, okay? Sleep well. Get that over here, and then... Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Steam controller. Because I feel like... I want to test this. But I feel like this controller, which is not even that old, is having issues with like the bumpers and whatnot. Which is usually for me, the thing that kills a controller is... So the first thing that killed a Xbox controller that comes to mind is the bumpers, actually. The left bumper on my, I think it was white Xbox One controller that came with the console. The left bumper just came out completely, and I'm thinking, okay, well, that's kind of weird. Surely I can just open up the controller and replace it, right? Nope. See, that's a part of the left-right bumper piece. Yeah, it's just a solid piece. So, like, there's the two bumpers inside the controller that span the length of the width there of the controller. So once that piece kind of wore off after like 3 months of extensive use, which, let's be real, with a fucking controller, that's not that long. And yeah, it completely broke, and because of that $5 part, I had to go buy a new $60 controller, because even if you do repair it or replace it, doesn't matter. You're probably going to get another couple of months out of the thing before it just dies again because of the same issue. Or for stick drift, or for, you know, the fact that you need AA batteries, which I've been going through a lot of. So I did this with the first Steam controller, so I'm really hoping that this one works out a little bit better. Just because I was really looking forward to a damn controller that just was decent. Replacing bumpers are a pain. Yeah, the assembly was like $5 maybe for that part, but like trying to replace it just... Then and That and the third-party replacement part is the main better, so you basically have about the same amount of time. It's just you might get another 5 or 6 months out of it. Did you get a new controller? I'm getting the Steam controller. I wasn't on the second wave. I had to get one. After the fact, it was so disappointing because I was like, I wanted to go through Steam to get it, but it's like they're like, oh yeah, here's the reservation for it, but we have no idea when we're gonna make the controllers. And it's like 3 weeks afterwards when I started looking for one. I was like, because I had already went and checked like a day or two afterwards. Like oh cool, I'm gonna pick up a Steam controller. No, there are none available because they sold out within the first 30 minutes, and then oh well, okay, I guess I'll wait until the second shipment. They've still barely put out the first shipment. First shipment of the first batch. I got a checkpoint right after they fired the damn rockets. That doesn't tell you what RNGs is up to today. It's nothing else will. Annika, lore fact, she used a controller stick to play a lot of her mech games. So that's kind of true, actually. Not for the older mech games, for Mech Assault for sure. Because Mech Assault 2 was on the Xbox/Xbox 360, but MechWarrior 5, I would have done that quite a bit for most of the playthroughs. I used the HOTAS though. The HOTAS was fun. I've done HOTAS in VR, which is just, it is a technical nightmare to get working, but once you do, it is glorious. Now, would I run that all the time? No. Me personally, no. It's very complicated to get working, and once you do, it's one of the things that you don't touch for your entire playthrough, and frankly, I'm just moving a lot of stuff around, even for a channel as simple as this one, just to try to get all the content together, and I can just bypass this completely. I feel like this, I missed, well, no, it gave me a checkpoint. Everything's fine, I guess. I don't know, I feel like I missed I am not good with these damn grenades. Kinda true. You think Pure Tides tells your community lies? No, I was just simply saying that I use the HOTAS sometimes, and I was reminiscing over the HOTAS. So you gonna take away my HOTAS loving? Pure Tides, is that something you want to do? And I'm purely joking, please do. I am purely messing with Pure Tides. There's a joke in there somewhere, but I'm too upset at myself for making said joke, so. And if you're wondering, no, the grenade did not go off because loading point. Now you might wonder how I know this. And the answer is because I've Because this game and I, well, I have seen many things about this game and many of the others. I have seen the inner mechanics of this game and they scare me. Well, now you put me in a difficult position. My desire to bully you by saying yes, I want to take it away is strong, but my nature of wishing to protect yourself is also coming to the surface. Yes, I know I have gaslit you into a position that is... Goodness, I saw my life flash before my eyes. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. See, chat, I told you Oni-chan gaslights me on the regular. I do as a joke, yes. And let me be clear, these are jokes. Because again... Because these are jokes and I do it for the love of the game, because I... bored while doing contracts over here. Like this is not actually me being serious and gaslighting. Rocket came from nowhere. Yes, it did. They just, yeah, this is what I deal with. I'm not even gonna try that. Yep, there was one. Yep, that'll do. Yep, that's exactly what I was looking for. You know what this is actually making me crave right now? And no, this is normally when your VTuber would do a sponsor like G-subs or something, but iced tea. Just straight up iced tea, like you can tell I've been in the South for a little bit because I will get cravings from time to time. Don't much like iced tea's music. I don't really like. There are very few rap songs I even like have heard of, much less rather care about. Like it's not to say it's bad. Don't get me wrong. I just don't like it. It's just not something that's appealed to me. And again, some of the songs I've heard are like. Some of the songs I've heard are good. I'm just like, it doesn't... Tea is great, same with iced tea. Just laugh, I thought it was funny. Oh, it is. I just, again, it, like... Sheltered. Okay, This is the day, this is the day. This is the day that I just please just let me zoom. You, in fact, let me zoom my particles straight across the atmosphere. So thank you, game. You did, in fact. But no, seriously, this is much better. I was playing with the mouse and keyboard earlier. Like, okay, I had this 8-foot card table. I've had this thing for a while, and it was for an older project. Like, I was gonna do stop motion and whatnot, and it just... frankly, I got everything set up and I just didn't quite know how to make it work. Like, I was getting into the whole thing, but it was just like I was setting up at a pace that was just too much, and like I didn't really know like what I wanted to do. Again, I have everything to film, like a stop motion thing, but frankly, I have like one scene, but a lot of prompts for it. And that's it. It's like, it's just too much. And again, I don't mind. I like them, but oh, she's locking in. She's locking in. No, no, it's just. But yeah, card table. This thing was enough for me, like long enough for me to put my entire mouse pad. I have a gigantic mouse pad and it's so nice. On the table, like fully extended, because on the keyboard tray I have here, it does not go that far, like across it. So you either have to wrap it like underneath, which is not great for it, but whatever. Underneath the keyboard, or just kind of let it hang off the side. There's not much that can be done about it. I wanted the mouse pad. It came with the computer, and by golly, I want to use it because I don't have a mouse pad, and it is nice for that. But I got to experience that on a proper like table for it, and it was nice. But it also kind of reminded me on why I wanted the Steam controller in the first place, because it's like I want a nice gaming experience, but I want to be able to sit back like on a couch or something and play. It's like I'm not sure if sitting up at a computer is really what I want, because I've always done, like, I've always had a controller. Kind of like switching over is just like not something I wanted to do. I'd hope you'd be able to fit a mouse pad on an 8-foot table. Nah, it's longer than the Elder Scrolls, so no, it was longer than it's longer than the Elder Scrolls, so no, it wouldn't. It definitely would not fit onto a. It would definitely not fit onto a postcard table. Nope, definitely not. Definitely not, Pure Times. Goodness me. But yeah, I was just trying to play some Star Citizen and like just kind of get a feel for it again. But I would say mouse and keyboard settings have been, they've been good. It's just, I don't know. It's like I really wanted that controller experience, but just haven't quite gotten there yet. So most of the controllers I've had are just like, I feel like I've had it. It's like, yes, I've always, like for the most part, I've always had on-brand Xbox controllers. I did have a 360 controller. I did have a 360 controller for a little bit. That was just like, it was one of those ones where it's like, you know, it's like off-brand, but it's like almost good enough, not to be like third party, like one of the cheap knockoffs. But I've really wanted a controller, like, again, the Steam controller, where it's like, really what I'm after is that long battery life, but just the fact that it has the hollow sticks as well is nice. Hello there, fella. How are we doing today? Will it fit on Trump's ego? I'm pretty sure if you put Trump's ego into a black hole, the black hole would cease to exist because it cannot physically contain the matter you're asking it to. I'm pretty sure you could ask the magician for his bag of holding, and there would be a ripped bag by the time it was all said and done. Because there is nothing that can contain. So that's a maybe then. No, that is a no. That is an absolute no. There is nothing that can contain. So your mouse pad won't fit on... Oh, I thought you were saying the other way. No, I see what you're saying. It would fit then. It would by that train of thought. Okay, whatever. We're moving on. I was misunderstanding. No, I just typed the biggest thing I could think of. I mean, that's fair. Also, the fact that that was the politics was the first thing that came to your mind was for the biggest thing is kind of sad, and you might want to. I don't know if I can say this. You know what? Fuck it. The fact that politics was the first thing that came to your mind on the biggest thing means that you should meet some more men. Oof. Oh, God, I'm going to hell for that one. I'm sorry. What? I heard none of that through your laughter. Philip's messages are so blue, damn. Philip is one of the few mod. Actually, no. Philip is the only mod on the YouTube side of things. And it was more because between Philip and Fenifuses, they were there for me during the early days of the channel, which was kind of a disaster, but with the laptop and whatnot, because like half the time I go to stream something and it was YouTube's encoder was not having a great day at all. It's the last thing that went through your mind. Good old Titanfall era was great. We do need to return to Titanfall. I have reinstalled it. I have tried to bump off some of the rest. I still don't have a time yet. Mostly because like I booted up, I tried to get into block of time, but frankly I had to switch over from Chinese back to English for a little bit, just so I could change the controls and try to like fine tune it a little bit, so then I can switch it back later for that like 15-second times. Love to see you try some non-mech games day 2. So there are a couple I have in mind, but like for the most part, that's kind of bad. Diesel Knight progress looks good. It does. It does. They're actually looking forward to their alpha release with like some small scale testers. And I'm like looking forward to that, because that means like the first death matches are going to be starting soon. They were just like Xavier was, I think it was Xavier. I'm trying to pull the name off of thin air. I could be wrong. Let me pull up the email instead of just trying to dig from my brain, because let's see here. Kickstarter. Xavier. Yeah, okay. I got it right. Yeah, on the last one, they had basically said that they were getting ready for the first Team Deathmatch ones. Recommend pre 2007. It was made on the Doom 3 engine, and it's everything good. She's hinted at Fallout New Vegas for a while now. I mean, okay, here's my thing. I want to do Fallout New Vegas, but I also like... I also want to do like challenge runs, but at the same time, it's like I have... The problem is I've kind of already done that to some extent, and like... I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm just like, it's just like, I want to, but like, I'm not entirely sure, like, do I make a playthrough, or do I just like, do a challenge runs for it? Because challenge runs, fun, but I'm not sure about it. I kind of want to do a playthrough because I also want to do like the DLCs as well. I haven't, like, I know the story of them, is just more the fact that I haven't beaten all of them. Like, not as much as I would have wanted to. Metal Gear Solid would also be funny. The story's pretty great and kind of goofy sometimes. Whatever you want to do, Oni-chan, I'm here because I like interacting with you in the community. Well, thank you. But yeah, I'd be down for Prey. I do want to follow New Vegas as well. Yeah. Again, maybe it'd be a mixture of both. Although Metal Gear Solid, here's the thing. If I play Metal Gear Solid, I'm gonna play it wrong. I'm going to play it wrong, and nobody will stop me. Lee Master Chief chat. Because, yeah, you get stuck on these levels. Do it. See, if I was to do that, like, the first Fallout New Vegas challenge I'd probably do is, Shovel Knight. A good 7 hours, Fallout New Vegas. Be a tight, simple run. That would be fantastic. The enemy can't call for backup if there's no enemies left. That is the entire plan for Metal Gear Solid. Now, I don't know if I'd want to start at the very beginning. I'd probably want to start with Metal Gear Solid 3 is the one that I was thinking, but I don't know. I'm not sure about that one, but how could you ever consider playing NGS wrong? That's evil. You're going on the dumpster fire, young lady. And who's gonna put me there? You? So long as the mission gets done, dumb ain't dumb. Yeah, just tell that to the sheer amount of damn right me. Pure ties is allowed to be up. I think it's more fun to play NGS1 and follow the line, but NGS is cool too. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not so much the type of person that plans this sort of stuff out, so expect this to kind of be a fly-by-wire sort of thing, but because we do have some other games that are on the schedule as well, what with Subnautica 2 around the corner, and Engine of Sin is coming out at some point too. I am looking forward to that one as well. Engine of Sin is... How do I put this? It is the Titans from 40K. If you put them into like a Doom sort of setting, right? Where it's more, like it has that sort of style, that like kind of pixely graphics a little bit. And you actually have to like drive everything, almost like, what's the other game? I know I'm using a lot of references, but like, Steel Battalion, basically. Steel Battalion, kind of like 40K put together. Glad he took 3 business days to fire that shot, but damn. It was a warning shot, like, hey, get hippity hoppity, get off my property. You into horror games? I think a horror stream would be funny. Horror games are not my thing. But you know what? I will say this. I've wanted to do charity streams more often, so I will say this. If we want to do one of those for, say, like a charity stream, that'd be interesting. You haven't put me... Pure Tide, I don't even know what you were trying to say with that last sentence. You might want to try that one again. This damn level. You've not put out a schedule for a little bit. I need to, yeah, I've been bad about that. It's mostly just the fact that, it's just mostly been the fact that, like, I've been at it recently and kind of been slacking on that a little bit. I do apologize. I will put out a schedule for next week. You okay there, Flubform? I don't think he was alright, but it's okay. I don't... Your test or got stale quickly to me. I think it's kind of a limited genre because it's like... For me, it's like... You really have to have, like... Like, the only good horror games I would imagine would be the, like... psychological horror games, but at the same time, they have to be, like, well written, so it's like... It's an uphill battle to really get to where you want to be with that. Because otherwise it's just cheap jump scare number 3, because Slender Man doesn't want you to touch his 8 pages or something. Annika, I don't enjoy horror, which is to play Subnautica 2. I wish to play Subnautica 2 for content. I wish to play it for content. There is a difference. I don't want to personally subject myself to the horror. Darkwood is really good. You take a look at it. It's a longer story, though. It's really good. You play it for content. Either way, you're gonna wet your... Pure Tides. But yes, I feel like that's kind of the same... Okay, no, I can't say that. Subnautica 2, it's more of like, I think Subnautica 2 is a good game. I wouldn't necessarily play it on my own, but like, I know chat wants to probably see me play it, so I think in that regard, that would be good. Campaign Evolved is really the only one that I'm kind of looking at, and I'm going, I'm gonna play this one for stream, but like, I don't know. And what I don't know either is whether any of the assets in the game have any AI generation. And what makes it peak, is there anything scarier than living in Poland? What did I possibly say? Living in Poland didn't... Okay. 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 this is the time where I regret having eyes and ears. I mean, mostly rockets for the ears part, but Darkwood is more scary. It's Polish scary. Yes, I'm making the joke of. Thank you, Floodform, for sending me into space. You know what? Is it just me, or are these levels getting progressively pointed? I mean, I also might be playing stupidly, which, it's good to see you're still in reading chat as well. Never change. I have been a mess since day one. Day one, I was like this. Like, day 327 is gonna be the same. Actually, no, we're probably past. No, we're not. The channel's only been live for I think we're closing in on a year. I think the first video or the first stream that went up was September. Yeah, I want to say it was September of last year. Flood RNG is a killer. Don't think you're a mess. It was funny when you stop yourself from something. Yeah, you kind of have to, because like there's a lot of stuff sometimes. Yeah, I'm just gonna toss some grenades in there and hope that that kind of lets me out of this doorway, please. Is there any other platforms? Well, there's one sprinting straight towards me. Well, I'm screwed. Yep, there you go. I like the hallway simulator. Yeah, it is kind of it's a mess of hallways. It's kind of what I was saying earlier. Personally, I don't. I like the Forerunner structures, I do. And it's not a lack of appreciation when it comes to Bungie's art style or anything when I say this. But dear God, after being in these fucking tunnels for challenges for a long time, because I've done a lot of these challenges outside of just this. This hallway sucks. It sucks the worst when it comes to these. That's the thing, Veer Tides. You're a force of nature. No one can predict you, and that's what makes it funny. Alright, we're just gonna load the rocket launcher quicker, please. Thank you. Forerunner hallways are kind of like the back rooms. Kinda, yeah. Including all the psychological horrors of the flood. Back rooms. The movie was kind of good, not gonna lie. I need to see that movie. I was hoping it would come out on... kind of hoping it would come out on streaming services, but... it's like, I don't even really know of a good... trying to go to the movie theater around here is, like, not a great experience. Puritas is indeed a force of nature. Sooner France recognizes better. I endorse nothing if I was just saying don't be involved in politics. Even though I know I say stuff about that sometimes, and I do, but again, it's more just like common sense nonsense. What politics? Exactly. It's almost like you have to pull the trigger first in the rocket launcher. Puritas is expressing distaste for France. I think France is always expressing disdain for itself. Name me one point in history where France wasn't, I guess, Napoleon, but like, no. I feel like France is at war with itself or somebody else, like, almost every single day. Oh, and not winning, by the way, losing. Losing, usually really fucking bad. Oh, although I guess, like, kind of winning if it's, I don't know. I don't know, like, I guess it's not good if leadership is deposed, but I do hate France. That's why, Gene Alter from FGO would do. And I can't think for myself unless a fictional character tells me what to do. I mean, yeah, sometimes it's tough forging a path in life by yourself. France has hundreds of years. Bantry in the north now is it's the same. Mid and South France hasn't changed too much since the revolution. You know what's so crazy to me? We've come a long ways in technology and medicine in the last couple of years. The last, like, 20 years. The hell do you mean that we couldn't develop this technology even fucking faster? Like, I have a sneaking suspicion the reason we don't have flying cars right now is not necessarily... I'm using that as an example, but bear with me here. The reason we don't have flying cars or anything like so extravagant for the everyday person is because we usually go through like periods of like the dark ages, basically, where, or like we have one way of thinking and that's it. Like, we will, as a species, just congregate around an idea, and that is sacred and shall not be touched. For it is touched, then all of society collapses, and then we finally go, hey, you know that thing we didn't touch for 400 years? Yeah, let's just go ahead and break that. Comps are levels of tomfooleries at play. The Dark Age is on. Yeah, yes, I get that. I get that. Which again is why I say that, but... Alright. See if we can move forward a little bit. I remember in Steve Jobs' Live, and this controversy, government told him not to make phones better beyond a point. Would have told the government to kick rocks because... And then like, excuse me, no, that's... Like, we had to build the technology, like, we're building technology, and if you don't like that, well, we can go somewhere else with our technology. Because other countries pay just as fucking well. The other recent old album phones always died if you kept them past 3 to 4 years. But again, nobody in these companies, except for, oddly enough, Patreon, I wasn't expecting it either. I heard about the minifigs controversy, and then the fact that minifigs and bricks contacted Patreon to get them to remove the content from Patreon. And then Patreon just came out, like, their CEO came out and said, in a really short clip, we reviewed the legal case, and we regret to inform everyone that they can stuff it. Have a nice day. It is the first time I've seen somebody with fucking backbone and... Or I guess just the standing to be able to make that type of power play. Like, do I think it was all backbone? No, but like, I thought it was a very good PR stunt, if nothing else. I thought it was a good power move, if nothing else. So when are we gonna get the death counter on screen? That thing's already gone past 5 million. We could practically restart the sun at this point. And again, it's legendary with rocket launchers, so. I've not followed that Lego story at all. So basically, the original person, I forget their name, went to the store, minifigs and brick store, to appraise their minifigs, one of them being worth quite a bit of money. So they had a look at the collection, and then they happened to misplace the collection, and he's like, they happened to misplace one of them. They gave him back his collection, and then he was like, hey, I'm missing a couple of them. And they return them, and they say, oh, by the way, we think those are fake. We think those are fake minifigs. So he goes on the record about that, and then I think they somehow minifigs and Bricks basically just they found a way to silence the original content creator. I think it was via like I don't know, I think it was some sort of like that or whatever, or the lawsuit went through, or at least enough to where it's like enough to get them to shut up for a little bit. But obviously the damage has been done, and if you're ever shop minifigs, don't go to their website. Just go anywhere else. Reckless Ben. Yes, that one. That was them. Thank you. Anywho, yeah, their reputational damage has been severe, to the point where LEGO basically just said the future deal where we were going to supply them directly with minifigs was abruptly shut down. Like, they almost had the golden keys to the kingdom, and they fucked it up with this. And I'm thinking LEGO is gonna put out another piece on that one. Minifig thing is crazy. The store owner has a strategy of being a crime bully, and then the police takes the criminal side as usual. Unfortunately, it's not going to work out for them this time, because that reputational damage is crazy. Like, I'm pretty sure LEGO is going to say something here shortly, because they know. I know they know, but it just... To me, it's crazy that they would... It's crazy to me that you would fumble a deal like that so bad over basically trying to take somebody's minifig, which fast is going to be worth about $8,000 to $1,000, and try to quickly sell that. And by the way, you can't necessarily get that money. Like, again, it's kind of sketchy on, like, if you can use that money afterwards. So it's like, I don't even know if it's working. Radiking, hello. Feel bad for Ben. All he wanted to do was help, and now he's caught up in this legal BS. He'll be alright soon. I think he'll be alright soon. It's like... Usually the legal BS almost always stops when it stops becoming profitable to pursue the matter, and minifigs might try to keep it going until they completely burn and sink, but I think that boat's already sunk to the bottom, Captain. Supposedly the son of the owner of all the LEGO collections wanted to sell the collection. Estimated 200,000 bricks and minifigs used to sell them, but they had misplaced them because they were closing that specific store. I mean, even for 200,000, is it really worth it? Like... Like, I'm wondering legitimately if that was worth it to them, because, like, Reckless Ben wanted to help, but was arrested on false charges and harassed to the point where the restraining order and has a cease and desist order as well. Yeah, well, even if they do have those out and all that, it's not gonna matter at this point, because I can't imagine anybody wanting to do business with Brick and Minifigs anymore. Store owner has a lot of pride because the amount of money he lost closing that store has got to be a lot. Oh, I'd imagine. I'd imagine that running a brick and mortar store is not an inexpensive prospect. If I was to ever run a business, I'd probably do like a street vendor sort of setup, because if you can just pull around your thing on a trailer or something, that just, the cost of brick and mortar, electricity and all that, just, it adds up, and it's just a lot. I'm assuming there's issues with that as well on the other end, but just the amount of money it costs to have a functioning store like that is crazy. Even if you're just renting, it can be a lot. And a lot of this is just me trying to pass the time as I'm trying to get out of here, but please don't fire, please don't fire. This particular spot has been horrible because you have 1, 2, and 3 all just huddling by the door with rocket launchers. If not more, but I think these were killed by something else. Maybe an explosion, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like it because the explosions seem random as to whether they do anything or not. I want both tubes available. I want off this little... Damn these rockets. The problem is that these rockets they might as well be hit scan. They might as well be hit scan with how fast they travel. And how quickly they will just delete you from existence. They aren't, but they might as well be with how quickly they travel. Like, you can move if you are quick enough. But at these ranges, you don't have time for that. Do you ever think this is what it's like for an infantry guy to get shot by a Kintaro mech? Yes. Yes, that's exactly what it's like. My Kintaro with, what, 3 SRM4s? More like 3 SRM6s, if we're being honest. It's probably more the shit I do. Maybe maybe some heat sinks and some ammo, but Chana, the part of the issue is that they are guarding that entrance like nobody's business. And I may pass the first couple of them. I make it into the second hallway, but there's nothing coordinated. It's like I am RNGing my way through this. There's no strategy here. There is literally no strategy. It's just objective, survive. And you know what? That's fine. And there goes most of my health bar. I'm dead. I'm dead. Please don't. Yep, I survived that one. Let's see if I survive this next one. Hello. Gotta be real. This area is... I don't know if we're getting past this. I was looking for the cheese, and there was no cheese to be found. There was no mouse hole for me to escape the nightmare of rockets. There was no quick path through this area. There was absolutely nothing for me to enjoy over there. But death, destruction, and more death. Yeah, at this point, I feel like I should save my grenades for a little bit later and try to like throw a couple into the room. So that way I can get a majority of them, but I don't know, maybe there's other positions I can lay. I don't even get to see them before I just get... I see the rockets faster than I see the fucking forms. And the sad part is I keep picking up some of the habits of the forms where I just... It's gotten to the point where I'm just like... I've started to pick up bad habits, like just... If I just see a form and I have a rocket launcher and I'm like 5 feet away from it, I will still pull the trigger. Because it's like, yeah, it's probably going to kill me. It's going to kill you, but there is a slight possibility I might live. And that's higher than it was before by not shooting. I call that a win. Because at least if I die, I was the one who took myself off this mortal coil, and my honor is still intact, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. It sounds like some of the fucking house Kurita would say. Sounds like something a honored up dragon would say. Or I'm sorry, expensive crater. Expensive crater would be the word you're looking for. I don't like the Combine. No, I don't either. They're not great. The DCMS is traditionalist, and they generally just piss me off. I guess they did do a couple of nice things, well, with the Helm memory course, so I guess there's that, but bunch of pretentious jackasses. Yeah, that's it. The DCMS is World War I Japan in the space age. Very brutal. And you know what's also brutal? 3 straight hours of Rocket Flood Halo. Yeah, this one. The sad part is, I am near the end of the level. Because I have to find my way through here, maybe a couple of bridges, and then there's a section with the Banshee, which if I can kill all of the forms, I should be able to barely be able to land over on the control room and fight our way inside. Which is still probably another 20 minutes considering normal Halo Legendary, but still. Yeah, I just don't think this happened. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm more than happy to keep trying, but like, I just don't think this is happening tonight. Like, yeah, okay. I've spent nearly 3 hours trying to, well, we did finish, what was the other one? The Assault, the, Silent Cartographer. And most of the way into Assault in the Control Room, so you know what? I think that's fine. I think I'm gonna leave it here. because this is going nowhere and I'm slowly losing my mind. And you know what? I think we're good. So I want to thank One Pompon, Rada King, Fan of Fuses, Philip, Lex, Vagabond, The Gamer, Mune Headcrab, Cozy Mosey, Crazy Ravon, Pure Tides, Northern Sales, Carl, Toxic Kite, Legionum, Griffin the Bard. I want to say thank you to each and every single one of you pilots. It's always an honor to fight by your side. And as always, this has been Call Sign Monica, signing out.